Again, let me finish my breakfast here. Delicious. And filling too. So, as long as humans have been around, we've done fasting in some fashion or another. Whether it's due to lack of foods, season variations, religious or spiritual reasons, it's even in the Bible. If God says fasting is good, it's got to be true, right? We're finding out more and more that intermittent fasting can be really good for us, and it's becoming very popular for a variety of reasons. Among those are for weight loss and the anti-aging benefits one can experience, among others, which we'll talk about also. Intermittent fasting, or IF, makes fasting an everyday part of life versus something you do once or twice a year, although longer fasting a few times a year has some other benefits as well. Many people use it successfully for weight loss and inflammation, as well as to help improve brain function and insulin sensitivity. See my previous blog post on Alzheimer's and type 3 diabetes. The promise of increased longevity is another reason people choose to fast regularly. It can slow down the shortening of your telomeres, those shoelace-like structures at the end of your genes that determine how long you can potentially live. So what are the different types of intermittent fasting? Now keep in mind that there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. I recommend doing a little experimentation and research to find out which types of these fastings you can do and which agrees most with your body. Keep watching and I'll tell you which form I like the best and which one I use for most of my patients and for myself. So here's the breakdown of the different types of intermittent fasting. The first one is what is called the 5-2 diet. In this plan, you eat normally for 5 days per week and either fast completely or severely restrict your calories, about 500 to 600, the other 2 days, typically on the weekend or whatever days you have off. Many times with this type of fasting, it can be done every week, but this is one of the more difficult ways to fast, so many people do it just a couple times a month. Number 2, alternate day fasting. This type of fasting plan includes normal eating for 24 hours and 0, or again very few, for the next 24-hour period, alternating every other day. These 24-hour periods typically begin at dinner time, so that any one day you miss only 1 or 2 meals, but not all 3 meals. It also makes it a lot easier to sleep at night if you've got a little something in your stomach. Number 3, this type of fasting is either a 16-8 or 14-10, also known as eating the window plan. This plan has you eat during 8 or 10-hour window and fast the remaining 16 or 14 hours of each 24-hour period. For example, you stop eating at 7 one night and do not eat again until 14 hours later at 9 a.m. the next morning. That would be the bare minimum. Most times, and for most people, you're going to fast until noon of that next day. So that gives you a little bit more time. Restricting calorie intake can lead to weight loss, duh. But intermittent fasting seems to help with weight loss in more ways than that. For one thing, studies show intermittent fasters have better insulin sensitivity and glucose regulation. Among other things, this makes a person crave less sugar and use glucose more efficiently for energy production instead of being stored as fat. Intermittent fasting also causes your body to burn more fat, puts you into ketosis. Because it depletes glycogen, the storage form of glucose, your body switches over to burning stored fat for energy, weight loss. Studies also show intermittent fasting can benefit brain function and potentially even stave off Alzheimer's disease. Take a look at my previous post on Alzheimer's and type 3 diabetes. It helps by regulating insulin control as well as the production of ketone bodies for fuel. Ketones provide a ready source of clean burning fuel for the brain and leave behind fewer free radicals than glucose does. Free radicals are the reason we take antioxidants. They do a lot of damage. High-fat ketogenic diets have also long been helped to prevent seizures. Other benefits of intermittent fasting has been shown in trials to reduce blood pressure, triglycerides, LDL, cholesterol, and insulin-like growth factor, a hormone that is linked to cancer and diabetes. There's still a lot we have to learn about intermittent fasting, and new studies are being done all the time. So keep tuned and we'll keep you updated. Who is intermittent fasting not for? People that should not do intermittent fasting include children, teens, pregnant women, people with eating disorders, as well as those with hypoglycemia, or people that can't regulate their blood sugar levels well. Also, diabetics taking insulin should only attempt this diet under supervision of a doctor. Women also find less stringent forms of intermittent fasting more suitable for them. For example, a woman might start by trying a 12-12 eating window plan and potentially lengthen her fasting time gradually, or not, as it suits her. Intermittent fasting can often be difficult due to the hunger pangs we often get. Some herbs and supplements can sometimes help reduce your appetite and satisfy your leptin and gastrin hormones, another issue. Check out the links below for some products that can be helpful, and as always, drink lots of water, right? Until next time, I'm Dr. Craig Mortensen. Be healthy, be happy.